Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique, and today I thought I'd talk a little bit more about the tarot, the Artist Decoded Tarot, which is the last video I put up. Now I've had a few comments on that video about it being an AI deck, artificial intelligence deck, and I have been using this deck for the past couple of weeks and I've been really enjoying it. And yes, well, let's look at this AI aspect of it. So I just want to read a little bit from the guidebook just to clear this up a little bit. It says, the authors boldly and painstakingly embrace digital and AI visual technologies, a method sometimes called synthography or prompt engineering. So this is when they put prompts into I presume they put prompts into a program, and then that program brings up these images. But this is the important thing here that I found. It says from there, they use cut-up collage making with extraordinary results. Now, collage, let's go to collage. I think there's a difference here, and I acknowledge there's a difference here. With collage, people take other people's artwork, cut it up, and make another piece of art with those cut-up collage images. So those images originally belonged to somebody else. Now, decks I can think of, maybe Tierra May decks, that sort of thing. There's another one. Oh yeah, the Voyager Tarot. That's another one. You know, there's a few decks out there, a few collage decks, and a collage deck is somebody else's artwork cut up, rearranged to form another image. So is that theft? Artificial intelligence takes artists' work to create an image, and these artists that did the Artist Decoded Tarot have decoded it. So they've taken AI images and they've cut them up and collaged them to make a different image. So what do we think? Now, I, like everybody else that I know in the tarot community when broaching this subject, do not support artificial intelligence tarot decks. No way, I don't. I think this one's a little bit different. I think it's taken the technology in order to create new art from that technology. So that's where I see this, and the value that I've found in this deck actually isn't in the artwork, because the artwork is very busy and it's difficult to see what's happening in there. What I'm finding with this deck, its main thing for me is the guidebook. I think the guidebook is absolutely amazing. So, for instance, I've sold a lot of my camera gear in order to buy a new camera, which is a digital camera. Now, backtrack a little bit. Back in my 30s, I was a photographer, but I used to film. There was no such thing really as digital photography. It was starting to come in, but yeah, we were still using film photography. And my system used the zone system, which was invented by Ansel Adams, who took a lot of photographs in Yosemite National Park, a place I would love to go. He was my hero, photographically speaking. And so I followed his zone system. I'm looking up there because I can see I've still got some of his books up there. Anyway, I thought the results that he had from using that system were phenomenal. And so that's what I used. I learnt the system and I produced really good landscape photographs using that system. So digital photography started becoming more popular. And with that, the advent of computer programs where you could manipulate those images. So they weren't the images straight out of the camera. They were images that were tinkered with. So we could argue that a photograph is false. It's not real. What we're seeing, what we're being presented with is not reality. It's being manipulated. Now, I had a problem with that. Must admit, I had a problem with that. When all this digital technology was going way above my head, especially with the computer programs, you know. I'm self-taught with everything, and it takes a long time to learn computer programs. It takes a lot of dedicated study to get your handle on it, you know. And so I left it alone, and yeah, I carried on doing film, and then it was getting more and more difficult to actually get the chemicals and a way of producing my images anymore, because everything was going digital, and so it was difficult to actually buy anything really. And so I don't know, I stepped back from it. So I've bought this camera. It's a digital camera. It's a bridge camera, so you know, I'm not completely in the dark about it. But still and all, I've got a learning curve. I don't want to use computer programs. I don't want to alter the images. I want it from the camera. That's what I want. And so I'm going to have to learn how to do that within the camera's capabilities. So it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me, but I'm excited to do it. Anyway, circling back round to this deck, I pulled a tarot card, and I pulled the Page of Wands. So let me just find the Page of Wands, because I thought this was amazing. So the Page of Wands, they give you, I won't go too far into this because I've done a full walkthrough of this deck and it's quite comprehensive. So I will just give you the last bit, which is the Imagine, where you get something you can do when you pull this card. And in this case, I thought this was amazing because I hadn't received the camera. I'd made a decision to buy it, and I thought, oh, am I doing the right thing here? Because, you know, this is an adventure that I'm going on. Anyway, I drew this Page of Wands. So obviously it's all about creative opportunities, wonder, infectious positivity, childlike enthusiasm. So there's that, you know, find the childlike enthusiasm for this subject and don't be too scared of it, is what I'm seeing in that. But yeah, the beauty of it is in this. So it talks about creation out of nothing. It says, it posits the philosophical notion that everything that is only exists because God made it from a creative vacuum. Keeping this idea in mind, take an hour-long walk with the intention of creating something, even from nothing. Seek to find 8 objects with unexpressed or unseen potential in their current form, and take photos or videos of them as poems without words. I love that, poems without words. A concept coined by the artist and creator of Strange Rainbow, Richie Brown. Find beauty in the bizarre, inspiration from graffiti, spirituality in a bumper sticker, or gorgeousness even in a piece of garbage. Why would I pull that card out of 78 cards? Why would I pull one that talks about taking photographs and videos? I was like, what? Whoa. This deck's so good. And I mean, I've pulled other cards as well, which have just... This book's good. This guidebook is amazing. So even if the cards concept of using AI and then cutting it up and collaging it isn't your cup of tea, they still recommend this guidebook. I think this guidebook is worth the price of the deck. It goes into Kabbalah, it goes into astrology, everything. It's a mine of information. So I still stand by recommending this deck. I still stand by, I'm glad that I bought it, and I will continue to use it. So that's my stance on this deck. Obviously, it's up to you whether you buy it or not, but from my viewpoint, I'm glad I've got it. So anyway, I hope that sort of clears that up a little bit from my point of view. And until my next video, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. Bye, friends. Bye.